welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, the channel where we dig deep into the latest and most intriguing machines on two wheels. Today, we've got something that's already setting forums on fire and raising eyebrows all across the scooter and motorcycle community: the 2025 Yamaha R350 Scooter. Yes, you heard that right, Yamaha's bold attempt to bridge the gap between scooter practicality and sport bike aggression has arrived, and it's called the R350. But is it a gimmick or a genuine game changer? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into this machine to find out. Let's talk about the presence of this scooter, and oh boy, it turns heads. At first glance, the R350 barely looks like a scooter at all. Yamaha's designers have clearly borrowed DNA from the R-series sport bikes, especially the R3 and R7, from the sharp, aerodynamic front fascia to the menacing LED twin-eye headlamp setup. It exudes a fierce sport bike attitude. The windscreen is dark-tinted and slightly taller than what you'd expect from a traditional scooter, hinting at high-speed potential and longer hauls. Side vents cut into the front apron not only look aggressive but also help with heat management around the radiator. Moving along the sides, the body panels flow sharply and purposefully toward the tail, much like the silhouette of a super sport bike. The footboard area is relatively narrow, which adds to its sport bike-inspired ergonomics, although you do get just enough floor space for decent comfort in urban settings. There's a matte finish R-series badge stamped on the side panels that subtly reminds you this is no ordinary scooter. At the back, things get even more interesting. The tail is razor-sharp and minimalistic, with an LED taillight unit that wouldn't look out of place on an R6. The indicators are slim and angular, integrated neatly just below the seat line. The dual-tone seat is sculpted to allow both the rider and pillion a snug, secure fit. There's even a grab rail cleverly integrated into the tail section, maintaining the sport bike illusion without compromising on everyday usability. Under the seat, Yamaha has packed in a bit of utility space, not huge, but enough for a half-face helmet or some groceries. Now let's talk about the heart of this beast, because this is where Yamaha really shook the market. Powering the R350 is a 349cc liquid-cooled, single-cylinder engine tuned specifically for this platform. Unlike traditional scooter engines, this one is derived from Yamaha's sport bike know-how, tweaked for a balance of torque and top-end power. It churns out a claimed 32 horsepower and around 29 Nm of torque, making it one of the most powerful scooters in its class, if not the most powerful. Fueling is via Yamaha's latest Gen fuel injection system, offering crisp throttle response and impressive efficiency for an engine of this caliber. The CVT transmission is unlike the usual rubbery units found in everyday scooters. It's been recalibrated to provide near-instant acceleration, with a simulated gearshift feel when you twist the throttle hard. It gives the rider a more engaging experience, whether you're darting through city traffic or pushing it on the open highway. Performance-wise, the R350 is nothing short of stunning for a scooter. It goes from 0 to 60 km/h in just around 3.5 seconds and can stretch to a top speed close to 150 km/h. That's not just fast for a scooter, it's fast, period. The throttle feels lively, and the acceleration curve is smooth but urgent. There's a hint of vibration when you really push it past 120 km/h. But that's expected from a single-cylinder mill spinning that hard. Handling is where Yamaha's engineering shines. The scooter is built on a lightweight steel tube chassis reinforced with aluminum components in critical areas to reduce flex. Up front, it gets a pair of 37mm telescopic forks, while the rear is suspended by a monoshock setup that's spray-load adjustable. Cornering on the R350 is remarkably precise. It dips in confidently and holds its line like a well-tuned motorcycle. The 14-inch alloy wheels are wrapped in grippy radial tires, helping it stay planted even at lean angles you wouldn't normally attempt on a scooter. Braking duties are handled by a dual-disc setup, a 280mm disc up front and a 230mm at the rear, with dual-channel ABS as standard. The lever feel is progressive and gives you confidence even under aggressive braking. Yamaha has also included traction control as standard, which is rare in this segment and particularly helpful in rainy conditions. Now, for the rider's cockpit, you get a full digital key FD instrument cluster, similar to what you'd find on an R15 V4. It displays everything: a speed, RPM, trip meter, fuel consumption, ambient temperature, and even lean angle via an IMU-based sensor. You can pair your phone via Bluetooth using the Yamaha Y Connect app, allowing call notifications, SMS alerts, and even turn-by-turn navigation on the screen. Ergonomically, Yamaha has struck a balance between sportiness and comfort. The handlebar sits slightly lower than on a commuter scooter but isn't too aggressive to strain your wrists. The seat height is a manageable 790 mm, and the overall riding triangle allows for slightly tucked-in knees and a forward-leaning posture. It's not a full-on crouch like a Supersport, but enough to give you that rider feel. Fuel economy, surprisingly, is respectable. During our tests, the R350 managed around 32 to 35 km/h in mixed riding conditions, commuting through traffic and occasional high-speed sprints. Given the performance on tap, that's quite reasonable. The fuel tank holds 11 liters, which means you can squeeze out over 300 km before needing a refill. Now let's talk pricing, because this is where Yamaha is clearly targeting a very specific niche. In India, the R350 is expected to be priced around a superscript 13.25 lakh ex-showroom, which puts it in the premium scooter bracket but also dangerously close to entry-level sport bikes. In international markets, it's expected to start at around $4,200 to $4,500 depending on regional taxation. But for that price, you're getting a high-performance scooter that can genuinely double up as a weekday commuter and a weekend thrill machine. Yamaha is offering the R350 in three color schemes: a phantom black, electric blue, and racing white with red accents. All three look fantastic, but the electric blue really pops under sunlight. You also get optional accessories like a rear seat cowl, performance exhaust from Acropovier diaresis, and a sport windscreen, all through Yamaha's official accessory catalog. So, who exactly is the R350 for? It's not for your average commuter, that's for sure. This scooter is aimed at enthusiasts who want the thrills of a sport bike but with the ease and practicality of a twist-and-go machine. It's for the city rider who also wants to tear up some twisties on weekends. And yes, it's also for someone who wants to own something unique, something that sparks conversations at every red light. In conclusion, the 2025 Yamaha R350 scooter is a bold experimenta and one that Yamaha has executed with surprising finesse. It's fast, aggressive, beautifully styled, and surprisingly usable. It doesn't pretend to be a budget commuter. Instead, it proudly declares itself as the sport bike of scooters. Whether or not the market embraces it on a large scale, one thing's for sure: it has already carved a niche of its own. And in a world of copy-paste two-wheelers, that's something worth celebrating. Thanks for watching this in-depth review here on Two Wheel Trends. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future deep dives into the world of motorcycles and scooters. Let us know in the comments, would you ride the R350, or is it too wild for your daily ride? Until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and keep chasing the trend.